What's good, Ravens fans? It's your boy JG. Today we are reacting to First Things First, one of the hottest shows for real, when it talks about sports. So we're gonna jump right in, and they're talking about the same thing everyone else is talking about: is Lamar staying in Baltimore? Let's get it done.
Lamar journey takes another step. Here are the options. Deal gets done. He signs the non-exclusive tag, signs the exclusive tag, or he doesn't sign anything. It all blows up. Let's check in on Lamar's Instagram. Uh-oh. No matter how much genuine love you show, it'll never be enough. So 2 emojis. And then it's a person with maybe a chambray shirt. I don't know what that word means, but it's kind of like that shirt.
So you think the shirt is telling? Like that?
Well, yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah, it means business.
What is it? What is a chambray shirt?
It's kind of like a denim material, like a soft denim,
Okay.
like cotton denim.
How do you know that?
Well, listen,
Common
Wild's a
knowledge.
man of many talents.
It's common knowledge. Coach Mangini is here.
Yeah.
Not wearing a chambray.
No, but we can have Christine look into it. Sing some. Nick, where do you see this ending?
With Lamar playing for somebody else? I mean, guys, it's very, very simple. And I know Wilds doesn't like the franchise tag math here, but let me just explain it very quickly. There's 2 franchise tags. One's $32 million, one's $45 million. The $32 million is not an option for the Ravens because they give him that. Anyone can then take Lamar if they want to give him the contract he wants, and all you get is 2 first-round picks.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you have a chance to counter
You can
offer?
match it.
Yeah, you can match.
You can match whatever it is, but if they will give him the deal that you won't, you don't want to match it. They can also try to put in like poison pills and stuff. They're not going to do that. If they franchise tag him, it's going to be for $45 million, and then the clock is ticking. And the moment you franchise tag Lamar for $45 million, now his per year price starts at $45 million. And if you wait a year, next year, the franchise tag's $55 million. Now it starts at $55 million per year. He thinks he deserves around $200 million plus guaranteed. The Ravens don't. They're not going to agree. So they should trade him. They can get a ton back for him right now, but the longer they wait, the less they can get back for him because it's closer to him just being an actual free agent. So to me, once the Ravens made the decision, we are not signing into a long-term.
And so, guys, I think we are going to. Oh man, I think we're going to get some good hints about what's going to happen. Because if you were going to franchise him, you would have done it, I think, already. Why would you wait? The franchise window is open today. So now we could get news that it happened, while I'm sleeping. But I do think that they're closer than, the initial numbers. But I don't think they're close enough to get it done. So, I'm nervous. I ain't going to lie, guys. I am nervous. I really do think we're closer to trading him than we are to signing him. And that scares me. And I'm even sad to say that, to be honest. So.
Term deal, this ship set sail. And now they're trying to act like he can come back into dock. He can't. So I believe they're going to have to trade him. I don't think he's going to agree to the franchise tag. And I think even if he does agree to the franchise tag, you have to be terrified he's going to get nicked at the end of the year again. And with no guaranteed money for next year, he's going to be like, I can't play, guys. I'm sorry. So I think he's done with the Ravens, Coach.
Yeah, well, we saw what happened this year when he got injured, and then the injury was supposed to be a few weeks, and then it became a few more weeks, and then he never played again. And I thought that was going to be an issue when it happened because he didn't have the guaranteed money. And then ideally, from an organizational standpoint, you'd like to franchise him and pay as you go and see where he is coming off of this injury. But that's going to be a hard sell. And Lamar has a really strong argument. Someone else in his division who plays quarterback, who had tons of off the field issue, got this deal. So
who hasn't won an MVP,
who hasn't won
the
an
exact
MVP.
same playoff resume Lamar does.
So it's hard I would imagine be hard for any player to say, wait, I'm not as good as he is. I don't deserve that same deal. From an organizational standpoint, it's with the injury history and the way that he plays, it's hard to say, okay, we want to guarantee this money over the life of the deal. But the problem with that is the way that he plays, you help
terrified to do it.
But you also help facilitate that.
Yeah.
And that was part of your approach and part of the reason he was so successful. So I don't know how they resolve this, and it doesn't seem like Lamar has any interest in resolving this. And there might be a lot of value here for Baltimore to say, okay, we've moved on.
So with that, I wanted to comment on that initial part. 100% correct. We can't rob the bank together, and then we get caught robbing the bank, and then you say, "My bad, dog." You were the leader, so I'm good. You have fun in jail. You robbed the bank together, right? Again, Lamar is a player. He does what you tell him to do, right? Lamar is not at the line saying, "Hey, coach, I'm not gonna pass the ball." No, Lamar Jackson leads the league in quarterback designed runs. That's a fact. Your entire offense is based on his threat of running. That's a fact. Lamar has shown that he is at the very least an average passer and at the very best, a gifted deep ball thrower. And you could have made it work. All right. I don't think he's that much worse throwing the ball than Daniel Jones. They made it work. You can make it work. You can make it work. And so I just don't feel like it's fair to just say, "Oh, all the injuries are on Lamar," even though every single player on the Baltimore Ravens gets injured just as much as Lamar does. Every running back gets injured for 2 seasons. Every receiver gets injured for 2 seasons. Every offensive lineman gets injured for 2 seasons. But for some reason, Lamar is the only one that gets the blame. The Ravens don't get any blame in that. It's insane. It's ludicrous. It's not fair. It's not right. It's not right.
From Greg Roman, who is a great fit for Lamar. Let's reset this, go get as much value as we possibly can, and have a significant amount of money with a young quarterback to push into the rest of the team.
You guys make a lot of sense. It does seem to be headed toward a divorce. The only thing I disagree with you on, Nick, is if they give him the exclusive franchise tag for $45 million, and if he agrees to play on it, then I think that's great for Baltimore because you get another season to see, can he get through 17 games? If he gets hurt again, you probably don't even want to sign him long term. So I think that, and the thing for Lamar, even though I thought he should have held out at the beginning of last year, here's the thing though, last year was the only year he made a lot of money, relatively speaking. He got $23 million last year. He was below $2 million for the first 4 years of his career. Is he really gonna say, I'll pass on $45 million a year?
It's delaying it, though. It's not really
But you got to play ball. And look, a lot of owners are against the fully guaranteed deal.
Yeah.
Like, is there definitely a team, if he stands on his stick and says it's fully guaranteed completely or nothing, who's
But I don't
giving him
know.
that?
Look, every owner should be against the fully guaranteed money because that's what's best for the organization. But one owner wasn't, and they set that precedent. And now that precedent's set, it's hard to get the genie back in the bottle. It's exist.
And this is the only thing I will say about an agent because me and Mike Florio, we don't agree on this, and sometimes he gets in my craw, talking about needing an agent. I don't think that's true, but there is an advantage the agents have, is that they know how to do legal tampering, okay? And that's what it is, right? If Lamar Jackson or Lamar Jackson's mom, gets in contact with friends of the Falcons, they might catch him. They might get him, right? We saw it happen to Tom Brady, right? Tom Brady, talked to the owner of the Dolphins directly. They traced it, linked it back. Tom Brady didn't get in any trouble, but the Dolphins owner did. So you don't want that. However, agents been doing it forever, right? You are insane if you didn't think that Roquan Smith had some inkling. And again, he's a bad example, but had some inkling of where he wanted to go, right? You would be crazy to think that Devontae Adams, right, when he got that big deal from the Raiders, he didn't just say, forget the Packers, I'm going to take my chance on the open market. No. His agent may have talked to Derek Carr's agent, and Derek Carr may have talked to the organization, and messages began passed through. It happens. Again, Raquan's a bad example, but he's a Raven, so he's the first thing that came to my mind. But yeah.
exists, and it exists in their division.
So here's the question about because I understand the argument that Deshaun was an outlier and that the Browns did something unprecedented that they shouldn't have done. But what if Herbert then gets a deal?
Well, that's the problem.
Or what if Joe Burrow gets the deal?
Because I don't
Lamar's
think
You mean where it's fully
I don't know
guaranteed?
that it's fully guaranteed,
that's
but
the case.
here's the thing. Because everyone's like, Russell and then Kyler
Right,
didn't
they
get
didn't
it.
get it.
But these are not apples to apples. Because Russell and Kyler both had 2 years left on their contracts and signed extensions. When in any business, if an employer is giving you an extension, the earlier they give it, what you are trading is money for security. So, and the later you go closer to hitting free agency at the end of your contract, the more leverage you have, right? So Deshaun kind of, in a weird way, despite the off-the-field stuff, had a lot of leverage. Russell Wilson had leverage because he was traded for. Kyler had leverage because he's the number one pick. But the teams were like, you got 2 years left, so we could wait or you can accept this. Lamar's contract has expired. He has taken it to the end. And Bruce's point on you franchise tag him and then...
So again, before you get on the second thing, that's a good point by Nick Wright there, guys. That's another reason they're not apples to apples is because it's an extension versus a new contract. And then even more, a rookie deal versus, for Russell Wilson, not a rookie deal. For Kyler, it was off a rookie deal. The Kyler thing Kyler sucks. So I'm not even, going to even talk about him anymore. Joe Burrow's about to set the market, I think. And because Joe Burrow, he has to get more than Deshaun. So it's never, I don't know what the Ravens are expecting. But he's going to get more than Deshaun. It might not be fully guaranteed, but it'll be more. So if you think it's not going to be, if Deshaun got $40 million a year for 4 years, then Burrow might get $41 million a year for 4 years, but it's not all guaranteed. Right? It's going to be something like that. So
and see, then you're in a really weird spot as Baltimore where, what's our best interest? Is it that Lamar is great? Well, no, if he's great this year, then we're really screwed because then we only have 1 year of control left and then we do have to give him a fully guaranteed. So is it good for us if he's bad? But no, we don't want him to be bad because then we're bad. There is a reason that quarterbacks don't get franchise tagged unless teams are unsure about them. There's a reason because they don't want this relationship to develop, and this relationship has developed. I know Dak got franchise tagged. But he was a mid-round pick that I think they thought was over, that they could get cheaper, and they were wrong. But no other quarterback that's a great quarterback we've seen get franchise tagged. We've seen Kirk Cousins, seen that. Look, they're playing a dangerous game here. I don't think it continues.
Let's turn our attention to Daniel Jones.
Speaking of dangerous game.
And so, guys, I actually don't, me, guys, I don't talk about anything that's not Ravens here, even other sports. And I'm a fan of the football, not just the Ravens too, right? So I am aware of everything that's happening. But in this special case, I do want to do this because I think it has to deal directly with the Ravens because Daniel Jones is seeking $45 million a year. So let's keep on going. And if I feel like it's veering off too much, then I'll stop it. But
Giants franchise tag him. He'd make around $32 million. Report out there, he's looking for 45.
This is the ultimate bachelor party in Thailand situation, Wilds.
Oh, you think he just wants like 38?
No, yeah, this is, I always say it all the time. You want to go to Vegas with your buddies. You tell your wife you're going to Thailand with your buddies. She's apoplectic. You're like, okay, fine. Vegas it is. And then she's happy about it when she would have been apoplectic about that. Yeah, this is a way he thinks to get him to $37 million, which is outrageous and lunacy for Daniel Jones. But nobody thinks they're getting him $45 million. He's trying to get above the franchise tag number, I think.
Look, for 2 years, I might do it for 2 years.
What?
Something around there. 40, 45.
What?
For 2 years.
Okay.
Continue to see what he...
all right, so they're getting a little far away. But I will say, even if he gets above the franchise tag, 38, 37, what is Lamar worth? How much more is Lamar worth than Daniel Jones? Right? But you want me as a Ravens fan to ignore that and just side with the Ravens. sorry, guys. I got to call it how I sees it. Wrong is wrong. So pay Lamar his money because I think he deserves it. And I think, again, the downside for the Ravens is much lower than the downside of not having a franchise quarterback in today's NFL. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks. Go Ravens.